Hello, everybody. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. Yeah. So we'll see who pops on here. A lot to talk about today. A lot. Hello, Michelle. How's it going? You're the first one on, Michelle. So we'll see who else. Someone else is here too. Just haven't popped up yet. Let's see. Now there's two more people, but they're not popping up. That's kind of weird. So we'll see. Hey, there's Gabrielle. How you doing, dear? Hey, Kathy. How's it going? Lot to talk about today. A lot. All kinds of cool stuff going on in my spiritual head, right? Hey, Veronica. How are you? I'll bet it's cold in Sweden, Veronica. It's got to be cold there right now. We're actually having a warm-up in Metro Detroit this week, so it's nice. It's in the 60s, so it's nice. Before we plunge into frickin' snow, I'm sure, by Thanksgiving, right? Yes, I am ready for Maui, Kathy. I'm so ready for Maui, and it's coming quick, I know. It's kind of, I have a, I'll talk about this in a minute again too, but I have a picture on my wall next to where I'm sitting, right? Of the house, back thing like that, right? Oh, Veronica, it's I think they're on Celsius. So Veronica says it's 8 degrees Celsius, I think, in sun in Sweden right now. That's where she lives. So, yes. So I have a picture on my wall by the table that I'm sitting at of the front of the house and the back of the house and things like that. And this morning I was sitting at my place at the table, and I was doing something. I don't know if I'd read up the universe horoscope or what it was, but I automatically turned to the picture, and I could see through my mind's eye coming out of the house and opening up the doors on the back of the house, because the whole back of the house opens up. It's all windows, so like a slider. I think that's what it's called. I'm not really sure what it is. A slider wall or something. Yeah. So, and as I say that, I can see that in my mind's eye too at the moment. Yeah. Yep. So I know it's getting close, and that was new today. I mean, it's funny how things come, right? Hello, Howard. Hey, Howard, did you retire? I'm assuming that you did because you're on Facebook a lot. So I'm assuming that you retired. But thank you for joining. I don't think you've ever watched a Facebook live before. Not sure. I don't think so. So we'll wait for a couple more people to pop on here and see what it is. Yeah, it's about 6 after. So we'll see. Give it another couple minutes, and then we'll see what happens. When he wants to start. I'm just the messenger, right? Pretty much. Someone just left, so I don't know who that was. So we'll see. Maybe it was just Howard popping in for a minute. Now they're back. Yeah. So we'll see. So everybody's good, I'm assuming. Yes. Yes. Oh, how are you feeling election-wise while we wait? Okay. We were going to talk about that too, but we can talk about it now, okay? Joe Biden is going to win, okay? And Spirit has said that for the past, 6 months, okay? I think I told you one morning when I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to use the bathroom. I heard in Brian Williams' voice from MSNBC and NBC, and Donald Trump has lost the election. And Donald Trump, I heard that about a dozen times as I'm trying to go to the bathroom, and then as I got back in bed, I heard it 3 more times. I'm like, okay, stop. I need to go to sleep. And then woke up in the morning and I heard it 6 more times. I'm like, okay, I got it. So I believe we talked about that here on Facebook Live before. But I got something this morning, okay, that, and I told Lori Lipton this last night because I got it last night too. We were texting back and forth about things. And that once Donald Trump is gone and out of office, that many of the Republicans in the Senate will work to fix COVID, right? That they'll still have an agenda of saying no, okay? But because they know Joe Biden, because they know it's what's best for the country, will there still be people who will pop their heads up like Tom Cotton and things like that, who are total radicals? And the Spirit said yes, because they're looking at 2024, okay? They're already starting to campaign and things and so they're going to be the ones who kind of speak out and things like that. That doesn't mean Donald Trump is going away, okay? He's still going to be a voice, okay? And then I also got this, which ties in with the election and things like that, is that, okay, let me see how I can put this where it sounds, okay, yes. So it kind of fits in with the Me Too movement, right? Me Too movement showed females who had been sexually abused by higher ups, right? And then you have Black Lives Matter, where we watched George Floyd get killed, right? With a knee on his neck. And then the young woman in I believe it was Georgia, Louisville, I think it was, who was laying in bed and the police busted in, and her her boyfriend shot because they thought it was not the cops, and then they shot and killed her. So that came to the forefront, right? So Donald Trump is the same thing, Spirit. We had this major conversation this morning, him and I, that I didn't even ask for it. It just popped in, right? Just boom. That the Donald Trump movement is all the disenfranchised white people in America who've never had, that never believe they've had a fair shake, which makes sense, right? I mean, it does to me, just from where we live in Michigan. If you've ever traveled up north, they don't have anything at all. They're not societal. Everything is very close knit, or jobs are far away if there is jobs and things like that. I'm talking like Clare and Mount Pleasant and Houghton Lake and Reed City and places like that, right? There's not a whole lot of stuff going on. So that makes sense. So that makes sense to me. Hey, Susan. So, because I don't know if I was asking him earlier today about, I can't believe that many people voted for him, right? Because I didn't. And that was his response back to me. And I don't even remember asking that question to Spirit. I might have been just talking about it out loud or in my head, whatever. He's always listening. They're always listening all the time, right? So that's interesting, right? And that totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. Hey, Tracy, right? So we have three major things facing our country, right? Understanding that everything that was in the dark, right, comes to the light because we're going into the fourth dimension, right? Everything that Susan, you can, but I've got a agenda Spirit wants me to talk about first. I'm just talking about things now because there wasn't a lot of people on, okay? And I've got into this. This is one of the things we need to talk about. So let me see where I was at. Oh, everything that is ancient energy, right, is coming, that is negative, is coming to the light because it has to be healed, right? And that can be lineage of white people who have struggled century after century after century after century, right? And there are those people, right? I have some in my family who've struggled. I mean, I can look back at their ancestry.com and I can see exactly, right? So it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me about my family, right? My mother, my father, myself, right? Because my soul's so freaking old. And I know, especially that's why I'm clairvoyant this lifetime and beyond, is because of my suffering. Why I am the way that I am now is, the way that I feel about things, the way that I'm passionate about things, how I want to take care of everybody, how everybody needs a fair shake, how bad things should not happen to people, right? Especially from other people, let's say the police on black folks, right? And so it again, it can be sexual harassment on females to get a job, men to get a job with women, men with men, right? No one should have to do that. And that's what the higher consciousness actually is. The collective consciousness is clearing all that energy out of us, clearing all that energy out and giving it back to spirit, right? Hey, Otis. Hey, Amy. And doing that, again, many times we have to do that ourselves, right? That's why when sometimes I had a reading last Saturday with a guy. His name is Thor, and that's his name, okay? And I told him why his name was Thor. It goes back centuries, right? He was adopted. Again, that fascinates me, right? It just fascinates me that that I am able not only to look back and see and bring that forward, right? But able to understand, hi Katrina, but also understand that that we're in the process of clearing that, right? We're in the process of clearing that lineage, that I know Spirit says that holds us back, right? Those cords that hold us back, he says. The cords in our back, right? Which are linked to the past, linked to past generations of our souls, right? That is fascinating to me. He is showing me pictures in my mind's eye that it goes back again and again for all of us. For all of us. He just showed me a group of people with their backs to me and them being corded to last generation and last generation and and it goes to infinity into a black space. See? And that is fascinating to me. Chimes. So we're in the process of cutting those cords for, again, white people, black folks, people who have been abused, okay, sexually abused by their boss or to get a job, whatever it is, and also children. Again, things that happen to us, right? Right? I know. He says darkness is not winning anymore. Okay? The light will overcome all that ails us. That, again, that's, and my heart's all like flutter. Yeah. Archangels and the powers that be are in the process of cutting human cords. allowing them to move forward, allowing them to understand themselves more, allowing themselves to have a deeper connection with the universe and their guides. Some will recognize the push, the energy now that they carry that is no longer being sucked out their back. Others will not. It will take more time. Hey, Bill, it will take more time for those people to understand, for those people to get it, right? But all will be lifted out of the third dimensional energy. Bingo. See? Human has to do nothing about cutting those cords from the generations that they're corded to. Okay? So now I see how this is working because of the conversation today in the bathroom as I was getting out of the shower and things like that. And now is that human doesn't have to do anything. They're doing it for us, right? That they're cutting our past. They're cutting the cords to our past of suffering, of he says, hang on. All suffering, all hunger, all things that do not serve humans. Okay, Veronica, take care of yourself. Yeah. So okay, let me see here. Somebody asked, I thought, okay. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing? Hey, Rose. So understanding that as we move forward, as we go through 2021, okay, and the energy that is leading our White House, and again, guys, understanding this, okay, we are spiritually, okay. Again, like Spirit always says, nothing happens by chance, right? So we are the number one country in the world, military-wise, economic-wise, things like that, right? So we lead the free world, right? We pretty much lead the world, but we lead the free world, let's say, okay? And that is spiritually also, okay? There's a lot of pressure put on the United States that people don't know about, right? To push that white light out, to make sure. France is another place. So is Brazil. Okay, there's little pockets, but as a country, we are the largest country with the most people who are here to lead the way. Okay, we will feel more of the desperation, more of the confusion, more of the everything because our 3D world is being blown up, okay? And Donald Trump is part of that, right? And again, he got 67 million votes. I believe it was 67 million votes. It's a lot, right? Right? And that's why Spirit takes that back to disenfranchised white people, right? Right? That their lineage is that they believe. And hey, Elizabeth, they believe. And guys, this doesn't even have to happen because of what they've been told. We carry that in our DNA, right? Hey, Marcia, we carry suffering in our DNA. We do, okay? Yes, especially if it carries over lifetimes, okay? So understanding that, right? Understanding that we're going into a time that we all of our souls planned on this, right? Every soul on this planet knows why they're born right now. To experience that. Energy shift hasn't happened in 12,000 years. Think about that. Okay? It's a long time. Right? Back with the Lemurians, back with Atlantis, back with the Mayans. I mean, all those ancient civilizations that we think as being ancient when they really weren't, right? But to our thinking now they were, right? That that understanding that our souls chose this lifetime right now to, as we move forward, to learn, to let go, Spirit says, to allow our guides to cut those cords, to sever that energy that has been sucked, that keeps sucking out of us, right? Which allows us, he says, to continue to buy into what I didn't get. Poor me, okay? And I don't say that in a derogatory way. Hey, Candace, I don't say that in a way of poor me. It is, and I tell people this all the time about anybody on the planet, okay? You have the haves and the have-nots. Doesn't mean that the have-nots can't be haves, but they weren't taught to have. Oh, hello, Candace. I'm glad you popped in. And I will say this forever. Hey, Judy, is that if we do, again, my teacher, right? My lifting everybody up, my everybody can have it, right? But we have to teach people, just like I have to teach people how to be spiritual, right? We have to teach every class of citizen on this planet, if they want it, we have to teach them how. Chimes, right? I was lucky enough, I chose the right mom and dad because I knew this lifetime what I was supposed to have, right? But that doesn't mean that people don't come to Earth with if we had a social safety net in place, right, that wasn't pulled out from underneath people, that we could lift generations up. And we could, see? But it's the haves and the have-nots, right? So the more people have, unfortunately, few give back and just leave it alone. But the have-nots, there's not enough for the have-nots for us to teach them, right? For us to, it's not just about showing, Spirit says. It's about making sure that we are in the elementary schools. Hey, Annette, that we're in the elementary schools, in the poor areas, in the more wealthier areas. That's fine. Hey, Amy. Sorry, guys, my allergies are kicking. And understanding that we as a whole people have to lift everybody up. Understanding that, again, it will be just like, and Spirit always uses this analogy, right? If I have a pack of lions, right? Let's say that the female wanders off and finds a male, and they decide to have cubs, and they're going to start their own pack, right? Their own group. But if they don't teach their cubs how to be lions, what do the lions do? They wander off and get killed. They wander off because they don't know that they can't do that, right? See? Just like our parents. If our parents didn't learn how to be parents, if our parents didn't give us the love, the understanding that we are supposed to have as human beings, the nurturing, right? Because they didn't get it, when does it stop? You've seen people who one child out of 6 will be this magnificent, oh my God, how did he make it? Well, he had perseverance. Well, he came into the perseverance. He came with that perseverance. Thank you, Heidi. How are you? Look, Heidi thinks I look mighty dapper today in my shirt. So thank you. So again, that's what it has to be, right? Doesn't matter what color you are at all. Hard work pays off, yes. But if you don't have an example to follow, where's that come from? Spirit, right? Most of us have an example on how to be, good or bad, right? All of us who are semi-balanced know how hard it is to control our ego, right? Who tells us, nah, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not moving to Maui, I don't, blah, 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 whatever. The inside head chat that we have, right? Can you imagine not having anything? Right? Barely having a place to live? The inside chatter, the giving up? Because many people think, even us, right? Even us think this. Hey, Stacy Casey. Even we think this, right? On our bad days. Oh my effing God, I can't go on. I can't. Oh my God, I just can't. I just can't. It's not working out for me. I just can't do this. Ego, 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 ego. And that's okay. It's okay to have a pity party for a couple hours. I did it last week. But then think, got to come up. Got to change. Got to pay attention. Now that doesn't come from Bill, right? I mean, I've always been this guy, but still, right? I could have laid on that couch all day that day. But Spirit's like, no, okay. This. True. Bing, I pulled myself out of it, right? But ego is in all of us, including myself. And I try to control it as much as I possibly can. But can you imagine if you don't have examples? If you don't live in an area with examples? It's not their fault. It is not their fault. It is not their fault. And that is what society is changing. That's what the universe is changing. That's what everything is changing because it has to be more equal. The way that we have lived for the past 12,000 years has not served us. It has not served us, right? And we're all born at this time for a reason, so we can experience the fourth dimension. New energy, using more of our brains, right? Receiving messages, becoming more clairvoyant, right? Understanding that as we go through fourth dimensional energy, and then it's going to be a quick move to fifth dimensional energy, where we're actually able to communicate without speaking. It's coming. We have that ability in our brains already. I can talk to people who are dead, right? I can talk to people who have never been alive. I can talk to aliens, for God's sakes, right? Who've been in my house. Now, does that mean that everybody, no, that may not be able, but everybody might. Who knows? We've never been there before, Spirit says. We've never been there before. So Rose says, feeling that way today with my broken, exactly. See, again, I will tell you this on that same thing, Rose. I got food poisoning 2 weeks ago. First time in my life. I vomited 15 times in 3.5 hours. Peaches, okay? And I didn't know why they wanted me to eat the peaches because they said eat the peaches because I was hungry before dinner. I was making dinner and I'm like, oh, I need something. And Spirit says, eat the peaches. I'm like, okay. So I ate a half a can of 32-ounce peaches, devoured them because I was starving to death, right? Well, an hour and a half later, guess what? I'm over the toilet, I'm out front with the dog, and I vomit there 4 times, and then walk on the corner, I vomit there 4 times, I come back in the house, I vomit 4 times there. It was disgusting, right? Haven't vomited since I was 19 when I got drunk on Slow Gin Fizzes in Jackson and puked when I got home. 19, really? But I asked why. Why would you have me eat the peaches, Spirit? I don't understand that. Hello, Mrs. Tackett. Lee's mom's on. So why? So why, right? And I didn't beat it. I just went, okay, I don't understand why you would have me do that. Because you have the power to not have me do it, right? It sat up there for 6 weeks, never ate it, right? So why then? I got the message that I needed to purge myself of energy that I was carrying. Because I've been getting the message for the past 6 months that I have to change the way that I eat. I have to eat more like the Aloha lifestyle, which is fish and vegetables and fruit, which I eat a lot of fruit, but again, more clean, right? Not a lot of preserves, not a lot of preservatives, things like that. Because everything we eat it has preservatives in it, right? Okay? So since I've had that trouble 2 weeks ago, anything I eat that is processed, I feel gross. Too much meat. Okay? Chicken, turkey, pork chops, steak, anything like that, right? Because I'm supposed to get off of that because it doesn't serve me. See? But it's behavior I've had for 12,000 years, let's say, right? So understanding that every time that I get soda, right? It upsets my stomach all of a sudden. I don't drink a lot of it, but candy, same thing. See? So that's how they do it. So that was the reason why I got food poisoning. Okay? And I understand because I need to do that as we move on to Maui. Right? Because I'm famous for, well, let me do it there. No, they don't want me to do it there. They want me to do it here. See? So again, moving forward. All right, Katrina, take care of yourself. Oh, Katrina, you're in Sweden. You're in Sweden too? All right, my dear, take care of yourself. And that's what that's about, right? Is they'll find any way possible to get you to that spot. Rose says she was literally saying, I need to break from dual teaching daily. Now that I'm teaching virtually, while I heal. Exactly. They'll always give you what they know that you need. The interesting thing is you may not know why you need it, right? That's how I know that more and more, the closer that the more things happen, the closer we are to moving to Maui, moving to Kihei Maui, see? And I get that. Doesn't make the human any happier, right? But spiritually, I'm a go. See? So that's what is so important. I know, as we move forward, as you allow things to take place, as you notice certain changes, as you, again, in diet, in what you think, in the way that you feel, as your spirituality gains traction, Spirit says, as your spirituality gets more clear, more, again, as you talk out loud, as you do your meditations, right? I know. Yellow Brick Road, he says. And he said that, I think I said it last week and the week before. Follow the Yellow Brick Road, right? You don't have to know everything. See? It's okay if you know something, right? But going into something blinded is for you to tell yourself the fear is not yours. It's not yours. What are you fearful about, right? And again, that's what we're taught. We're taught fear. We're taught fear of our parents. We're taught fear of the bad man. We're all kinds of things we're taught to be fearful of, okay, as we're children. So we give away our power. So as we are grown, if people don't tell us and show us how to gain our power back, we have to do it on our own. That's a long process. And sometimes we do it wrong, right? Exactly. Sometimes we do it wrong. Yeah, see? So understanding that the next 3-4 months, as the energy clears in Washington, D.C., right? Is it still going to be, is there still going to be fragments? Is there still going to be stuff? Is there still going to be dirt and back and forth and things like that? Yes. But understand that Spirit is, okay, hang on. We've removed the cancer, now we have to heal. And that's not a political statement at all. It is understanding who those Trump supporters are, who the Biden supporters are, right? Who the Black Lives Matter movement are, right? Who the oh my gosh, Spirit, he just blanked me. The people who have been sexually abused, things like that, for their job or whatever it is. You too, okay? So understanding that all those things are coming to the surface for a reason, because they're coming into the light. Now, does that mean that it's a glimpse of light like that and it goes away? No, we have centuries upon centuries of bad karma, of bad stuff, right? And it's coming to the forefront for that reason, so that it can be cleared and claimed, right? It's going to take at least a decade. Okay, going to take at least a decade. So that being said, let me see what else. There was something else here I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. He says, caring for yourself, caring for you, making sure that you're okay, making sure that you are eating the best food that you can possibly get, right? And again, economically, another thing that pulls us down, right? Is it's eating good is expensive. I mean, Lee's on keto, and it's expensive. He looks great. He's lost weight, right? But still, it is changing the eating habits, which costs more money. And do what you can. Do what you can, right? And understanding that they know you're doing the best that you possibly can. And don't let ego tell you that you're not, okay? So there's something else. Hang on, let me see what it is. He says your spirituality needs to be nurtured, okay, which is true, okay? Not that it has to be front and center, not that it has to be in your face, not that it has to be exactly there all the time, but you have to, he says you have to engage it. Again, talking out loud, right? He says good or bad, you need to engage it. Needing to understand that is your lifeline to the future, which is true, okay? More people need to do that. More humans need to do that. They need to pay more attention to that. Celebrate the energy once it starts to clear, as we heal the human population, James, right? Be conscious of that, right? COVID's going to be here through next year, so we just have to make sure that we're wearing a mask, washing our hands. We wipe off our groceries before we bring them in the house, right? Because you can never be too clean, can never be too conscious, right? Of making sure. Hand sanitizer in the car, the whole 9 yards, right? Just because we don't know. And I'd rather be safe than sorry. And as we go into fall, heck, daylight savings time ended, and gosh, it starts getting dark at 5:30. That just, But in January, in 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, it'll be back to being sunny at 6 o'clock at night, which is cool, right? So, yeah. Being conscious, he says, paying attention, understanding that they're working for us and with us. Okay. I think that's it. That was short. What time is that? Yeah, about an hour. Hey, Vic. So if anybody has any questions, guys, pop them up there, and I'll answer them for probably 10 more minutes. But he kind of stopped. So see if there's anything else where you guys are asking questions. Again, keep them to 15 words, I think. Anything after 15 words, I think it goes to see more, okay? Maybe it's characters, I'm not sure. So, yeah. Because he's dormant right now. So, whatever else he wanted to talk about isn't important. So like I said, if you have any questions, pop them on there. We'll see if I'm sure I can answer them. So All right, best way to start meditation, never done it. Okay, Gabriel, the best meditations to do are Steve Noble meditations, Nobel, on YouTube. Like his channel on YouTube, it's important. If you want me to send you some meditations to get you started, I will. If you need help learning how to meditate, I will do that for you with no problem. We can text or I can talk to you on the phone, okay, and get you started on that. It's very, very, very important to start to meditate, okay? Because again, with Steve Noble, I know this from experience, right? And I've talked about it a lot, that when you are suspended away from your body, it not only, your spirit guides, guardian angels not only clear out the energy that's on top of your body that no longer serves you, but also clears out the energy that's inside your body that you've been carrying for decades. Okay. And then while they're in there, they kind of tune everything up and they activate the DNA that's there that hasn't been activated yet so that you start to know more about moving into the future, the fourth dimension and things like that. Yeah. Yep. Hey, Molly, how's it going? Will Fauci get fired and will he garner people's attention? He will not get fired. Okay. He will not get fired. Dr. Fauci will still be there. And I'll tell you what Spirit is saying. Republicans will start to pull away, right? For the betterment of the country. Before they had to be in lockstep, they won't have to be in lockstep anymore. Like Spirit talked about before. Okay. If Trump does make the wrong move, he'll be rehired in January. Okay. But the thing is, we all know what to do with the virus, right? It's not going away, and it's real. Okay. And I'd hate to be one of those people who lost someone in the 50,000 people that have already died. Again, and there's many, many people who, after the virus is done ravishing their body, they have heart problems, kidney problems, lung problems, their lungs get scarred. They have lifetime problems then. So they'll get a handle on it. They'll get a handle on it. We should be okay. Okay, thoughts on small family gathering, holiday gathering? I would say no. Wouldn't do it, Vic. It's too. There's no guarantee. And I'm a better safe than sorry guy. I mean, I have a really good friend who works for UPS, and I made a comment to him one time where we happened to get together and go do something, and he was driving, and I made the comment to him how kind of freaked out I get because he works at UPS, right? And that he worked the night before. So I don't know what he has, and I have my mask on. He's asking me why. Well, because I don't know what. And we're talking. We're in his truck and things like that. We're really good friends, and I think that offended him. I think that made him go, huh. But we don't know, right? The last thing I need to do is to bring something home for myself, but also for Lee, because Lee works in healthcare. And if he tests positive, he's on 14 days with no money. He's on disability for 14 days. Oh, that doesn't work for us. See? Better safe than sorry. Okay? And Spirit agrees. Chimes. Yeah, He just said, forego the holidays with bringing people into your house or you going to people's houses. Because again, you don't know. And we don't know, he says. But it will end. It will end. Yeah, it will end. Vaccine is coming. Real vaccine is coming, Spirit says. Real vaccine is coming. Okay? Again, and Joe Biden is the person who can bring more people into the tent to get vaccinated. Because he doesn't lie. He tells the truth. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Spirit is done. So thank you for joining me for Coaching for the Soul Thursdays at 3. And I will post this on my Facebook pages, on my Instagram, on my Twitter, on YouTube. And so hang on. Catherine says, will the starting vaccines be good? Yes, sometimes next year after they double and triple check them. Joe Biden will make sure through the CDC that everything is good. They'll be triple and quadruple checked. Okay, so thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm still doing readings every week, so check my website, billhobart.com. Yeah, so I'll see you next Thursday for Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. Thanks, guys.